Alright. Now it's working now. Well. Well. It. I don't know why my stream ended. It ended abruptly. I don't know why it did that. But now we're back. Let's see. Okay. I'm not gonna. What's it called? I'm not gonna. I don't know. Sorry for the stream. Sorry for the other stream. Apparently the other stream got cut off for some reason. It ended abruptly. I don't know why it did, but it should be fixed now. Let's see. So we don't know who is going to be revealed in the DOJ's Epstein files. But I'll say this: whoever is said to have associated with him or have known about his crimes, it's probably the dominant. It's like probably going to be one big domino effect. Even if his name, they try to redact his name. Anyway, sorry about the ReStream. There will be another stream tomorrow, most likely, when their files get released, and they could review them with y'all. And in that last stream, I reviewed some of the stuff that was already publicized. 1 second. I'm back. I see. What? I'm back at this. I had to do something. It doesn't. Anyway, sorry for the stream. Apparently, then ended abruptly somehow. For some reason, but I'm back now. So Thikimoto was supposed to. Was the stream supposed to like around midnight, but it's close to 11 right now. So I don't know if any of the people, probably other people from around the world, I don't know, get the algorithm. We'll see who sees this. You know. Anyway, just came. Anyway, so all right. So let's see. So there's what was going on. I was about to show this picture of this painting of Bill Clinton. Just really weird. This was a painting of Bill Clinton. It looks like in women's clothing, women's attire. I'm like I said in the last one. With whoever is found liable, found guilty, or is his suspicions are the majority of the American people. Find out like who's associated with them or known of their crimes, known of Epstein's crimes, or participated in them. If they didn't know, then they didn't know. I'm not saying they're guilty, but the courts are going to do their job. All right. Anyway. But like I did earlier, I showed this. This entire thing. I went through the entire unredacted black book that somebody posted on Wayback Machine with several hundred photos, several hundred pages, and I try to match them as I can to the people that have like the people on here are like have the people that have Wikipedia pages. I'm not going every single person that was in the Black Book, but at least the ones that are that pop up that seemed to correlate. It's not 100% accurate. All this is, I'm not going to say it's accurate, but I did try my best to make it accurate. So, to make it, this is all in one here, but this is the flight logs. This is all the people in the flight logs. If you want to take a pic, if you want to, I'm just gonna keep it still for a minute. If you guys are able to see that, there's people like there's Bill Clinton, there's Donald Trump, there's Robert F. Kennedy Jr. There's Kevin Spacey and Chris Tucker is said to have been on the plane. They've been on Lolita Express, which is the name of his planes. You can, and if you don't believe me, you could actually go and search the flight logs yourself, and their names will actually be in there, or said to have been in there. I'm not going to accuse them of any wrongdoing, but even that alone is kind of like damning, really damning, and not in the best light. Let me just go through these men, these people individually in the flight logs. Hold on, besides logs, I'm gonna let the Gemini help me out here. Did Epstein ever meet with Kenneth Flipper? It says, okay, so first off with Kenneth Flipper, says Kenneth Flipper and Jeffrey Epstein met and had connections beyond the flight logs. I said, besides the flight logs, did Jeffrey Epstein ever meet with Kenneth Flipper? Because the people in the flight logs, I'm just going to go off of, because Eva Anderson Dupin was actually close to Epstein, even after he was convicted of crimes. Convicted of sex, being considered a convicted sex offender. So, yeah. So, besides, Mark Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell are on there, but Mark Epstein, I don't know if he's going to get questioned. Probably get questioned by the Oversight Committee. I feel like since he was his brother, he would know quite a bit about what he did. Or at least hear about it from him. So let me see what this, it says, key connections meetings include Harvard University pledge between Epstein and Kenneth Flipper. In 1991, Epstein Lipper, Les Wexner, and Robert Meister jointly pledged to raise $2 million to build Rosovsky's Hall at Harvard University. This required coordination and interaction among the four individuals. Professional association in the late 1980s, Epstein used his association with Lipper, a prominent hedge fund manager, to build relationships with others. A New York Times investigation found that Epstein falsely claimed in a regulatory filing that he worked for a Lipper hedge fund. This indicates a professional link, even if misrepresented by Epstein. Shared network. Lipper was a client of Les Wexner's company, a key connection point, as Epstein was the Wexner Foundation trustee at the time. Their shared social and business circles suggest opportunities for meetings and interactions beyond the single flight log entry. Then we got so you know what, let me do with these celebrities actually. Kevin Spacey. Yes, Kevin Spacey has confirmed that he met Epstein during an 8-day humanitarian trip to Africa in 2002 on a private jet owned by Epstein. Spacey was on a trip which also included former President Bill Clinton, and actor Chris Tucker to raise awareness for HIV/AIDS prevention. In court testimony in 2022 and recent interviews, Spacey stated he'd met Epstein on that trip, but he never saw him again afterward. He denied having a relationship or a friendship or a close relationship with Epstein. He claims he was largely with the Clinton Foundation, works largely with the Clinton Foundation, and was unaware of who Epstein truly was at the time. He also mentioned seeing young girls on the flight and feeling that Epstein was putting the president at risk. Huh. So it was a humanitarian trip. The week-long trip of tour of Ghana, Nigeria, Rwanda, Mozambique, and South Africa was organized to draw attention to the fight against AIDS for the Clinton Foundation. In a 2021 interview, Chris Tucker stated that he was on the trip with Clinton, but did not know at the time that the plane belonged to a sex offender or about Epstein's private life and alleged crimes. Tucker has also vehemently denied ever visiting Epstein's private island, Little St. James. So, while some unverified claims from one of the individuals, such as comedian Cat Williams, have suggested more extensive travel or association, verified information beyond the flight logs indicates their meeting was in context of the specific publicly reported humanitarian trip. So, those two weren't close. They were on the same plane, but they didn't know of their crimes. And now we got RFK Jr. Says yes, RFK Jr. met with Jeffrey Epstein on occasions other than 2 flights that he has publicly acknowledged. Kennedy has stated that he encountered Epstein at various parties and fundraisers in New York during the 1990s. Specific non-flight meetings include social gathering. Kennedy was pictured with Epstein at an event at the Pier Hotel in Manhattan in March 1994. He also appeared seated at a table with Epstein at a 1984 fundraiser for the New York Academy of Art. Kennedy reportedly had access to Epstein's Manhattan office in 1993. Kennedy maintained that his relationship with Epstein was not close and that he was unaware of Epstein's criminal activities at the time of their encounters. I want to see. Let me do Alan Greenberg. Alan Greenberg met frequently outside. Is it employment of Beer Stearns? They recommended him to be a teacher. He became a mentor and protector for the young Epstein. So he must, I mean, not must, but it's never just safe to assume that with the type of gravity here, I think Jeffrey Epstein, he had connections. So Alan Greenberg could have or couldn't have known about him. It says a letter written by Greenberg for Epstein for his 50th birthday book was released by the House Oversight Committee. Handwritten, so he knew him probably. It's safe, not safe to assume, but like it could be a chance that he knew about Epstein's crimes. Could have, since it was 2003, because the crimes happened in 90s, probably all the way to 2019. Anyway, I'm just going. If the people just coming in, I'm just going over the people that are in the flight logs right now, and just helping Google Gemini kind of helping me out with this. So as I got this, we got so Kevin Spacey and Chris Tucker are well known. Are probably the most well known out of the ones. So Kevin Spacey and Chris Tucker apparently were not. They were on the same plane as Bill Clinton. They were on the same flight as Bill Clinton. And it was apparently some sort of humanitarian trip. But we got Mark Middleton. So we went over Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who apparently said, so Google Gemini is kind of helping me out with this. So kind of jumbling everything together with the research, kind of compiling all this. It might not be, it's not accurate, obviously. The AI is not accurate, but I wouldn't put too much trust in AI. Let me actually double check here. I see. Yeah, Alan Greenberg. Do you know who the Nephilim? No. No. Oh. So, anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Itzhak Perlman. Itzhak Perlman. So yes, besides being in the flight logs. So Itzhak Perlman says is reportedly one of the only 8 guests at Epstein's 40th birthday party, held in 93 and 94, where a song with, quote, lurid lyrics about Epstein's predilection for young girls were performed. Epstein's pilot Larry Visosky testified in Ghislaine Maxwell's trial that he flew Epstein and Perlman to Michigan for the Interlochen Center for the arts summer camp. The cabin on the campgrounds was reportedly understood by the pilot and has been built for Perlman. So, this is what I was reading off of, and this is what's kind of helping me here. Interesting. See, let me see what Tom McMillan. These are the people that were on the flight logs. That are in the flight logs. So reportedly, according to this, in the trial against Ghislaine Maxwell. So, there are about quite a bit. There's 118 pages of it. So, anyway, let's what was that? Yeah, Tom McMillan. This person says Tom McMillan did have encounters with Jeffrey Epstein. It says in November 1992, McMillan attended an NFL-related party hosted by Donald Trump and was filmed arriving and briefly greeting Epstein and Maxwell at the entrance. Other social encounters. Stated in a 2019 interview that he would run into Epstein socially in New York and Palm Beach in the early 90s, but he lost touch with him after that time. Relationship characterization. McMillan has denied having a close relationship or a friendship with Epstein. telling a podcast host that he barely knew him. There was a picture that was said to have been at a Jeffrey Epstein party, or a dinner. Stephen Hawking. It's a passenger for a flight to Columbus, Ohio. The pursuant of the trip to attend the 59th birthday of L. Brands, founder Leslie Wexner. Okay, so it was confirmed that John Glenn was actually on the plane. Interesting. But, let's see. I wonder, not sure why you're ignoring me. I'm actually very passionate. I'm not ignoring you. I was just trying to not try to drift away from the subject matter. Peace out, Pat. I'm acknowledging it, actually. Bohemian Grove, no. I haven't, but I wasn't trying to ignore you, but I was trying to make sure everything's on track. I don't want to get too off the rails. You know? You know what I mean? Hope you understand. You know? I just don't want it to get off track. And people, they just come in and just say, wait, what's happening here? They're not talking about Epstein. Or the Epstein files. I guess in your way it is. And I can't judge you for that. Documented relation, friendship. Mutual opponents of friend and a supporter. And Epstein supported some philanthropic projects of mine. Organized a fundraiser for me once. In letter by my Mitchell, a good friend. So has consistently vehemently denied Jeffries, stating that I've never met and spoken with any contact with Miss Jeffrey. So George Mitchell says no, it didn't have any type of allegation. Does deny the allegations. Let's see. I was kind of Lawrence Summers, Sandy Berger, Berger, did have interactions. So Sandy Berger was it President Bill Clinton's national security advisor. Traveled on Epstein's plane at least once on September 24th, 2005. In October 2005, around the same time that the Palm Police Department executed a search warrant of Epstein's house. Berger called Epstein and requested a callback. During a 2010 deposition related to a civil lawsuit, a former model and Epstein assistant named Adriana Ross was questioned about Berger. She was asked whether Berger, who died in 2015, had called at Epstein's house within 3 weeks of the 2005 police search, and if he tipped off Epstein about the coming raid. Ross repeatedly invoked the Fifth Amendment right and refused to answer these questions. It said, okay, in the Black Book. I see. Let's see. Let's see. Kit label. We got Henry Rozovsky. On multiple occasions, Rozovsky attended a couple of seminars on revolutionary biology hosted by Epstein on Harvard's campus. Harvard Hillel building. Epstein facilitated a significant donation from Leslie Wexner to fund construction of a Harvard Hillel building, which was named in Rozovsky's honor. News articles from as early as 2003 identified Rozovsky as one of Epstein's close friends and associates at Harvard, alongside other prominent figures like Lawrence Summers and Alan Dershowitz. Rozovsky contributed an entry which included an abstract drawing to Epstein's 50th birthday album. In a U.S. Department of Justice interview, Ghislaine Maxwell alleged that Rozovsky received a massage at Epstein's New York. The massage at Epstein, New York townhouse, that she saw him there in a bathrobe. Yeah, Dershowitz. Yeah, I heard, I'd seen a couple videos that, and there's one said that Dershowitz was even accused of being lewd, accused of crimes like that. So, again, there has to be evidence, and see if there's enough evidence to convict, or evidence to have enough evidence to presume that in a court of law. Epstein maintained an office in Cambridge, Massachusetts, near Harvard, especially to be close to his academic connections, including Rozovsky. We got Selena Middelfart. That's the last name. And then on occasions documented outside of the five logs. So the photograph of Epstein and Middelfart. There's plenty of evidence. It's just very dangerous to be the owner of. Yeah, it's publicly known information. Or it's just like from interviews and from documents and stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a lot of pressure on some, because it's said that the survivors that came out and spoke recently this year, that they video recorded everything that happened on the island. Oh yeah, nobody has even seen a minute of the photo. Oh yeah. Are you talking about the surveillance cameras? That was positioned in the house. That was positioned in the estate, in the island. I don't know why they would have security cameras. To kind of just have memories of them? Just in case if you forgot? I don't think he even remembers. I don't know if he even remembers any of the victims. If he were alive today, I don't know if he would remember any of the victims. I'm not sure. I don't think Elaine would either. No, they were recording these people so they could blackmail them later. I mean, if that's true, then Howard Lutnick said that Epstein was, quote, the biggest blackmailer ever. That is the Commerce Secretary. Current Commerce Secretary. Who apparently used to be neighbors with Epstein. Who recalled a story that he met him before. I think Epstein tried asking him for a massage, if he wanted a massage. Allegedly. It's all about the evidence and stuff, you know. It's what you, yeah. There's, okay, I'll just get, there was another person that he was friends with Epstein, Jean-Luc Brunel, which apparently he was associated with Epstein. It said that he died in similar circumstances. I watched Jay Aubrey's video about it. Hey, AJ G-G9B. Nice to hear you drop in. We were just talking about the people that were on the flight logs and like their relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. I know Ghislaine Maxwell, upon the evidence that was given, Ghislaine Maxwell is she has like a major role in Epstein. Do you think Modi is also included in the Epstein files? Oh, you mean Prime Minister Modi? Of India. Okay. You need to think of the timelines here. So, if you think of Epstein's crime started from, I think, the late 80s to early 90s, from all the way probably up until 2019? Up until, because there's the emails that he was texting people still. Because the sweetheart deal that was supposed to be, he was supposed to be in jail for about 1.5 years, 18 months. I think the year term was, but he was a convicted sex offender. Alex Acosta garnered that deal, but he said, see, it's the timeline. It's a plausibility. I'm not saying he is, but we don't know who is in the Epstein files, to be honest. Okay, let me look at Prime Minister Modi's age. Got to be a certain age. That is a possibility. He's 75. Okay, I mean, we'll have to see if with the current photos that were released today, they've released like passports of a country like Italy, like a alleged victim that was redacted is from Italy, Russia, Ukraine, South Africa, Lithuania. I mean, it's possible, but anything is possible, I'll say. I'm not going to try to defame, I'm not going to try and accuse Modi of doing something wrong, but, you know, I like to kind of go with the facts, like the facts driven. Like, that's why I kind of, like with, like the flight logs, the black book. The black book is not, like, associated with Epstein. Like with the, everybody in the black books didn't. They I think somebody actually compiled all the contacts and just. What are your thoughts on oh, aggression on Venezuela? Uh, I'll just say it's unnecessary. I'll just say that it's unnecessary, highly unnecessary. Anyway, um, but it's tomorrow that it's gonna the said that all the Epstein files are gonna be released. We don't know how much of the Epstein files would be released. I don't know if it's going to be entirely released, if it's going to be redacted, if it's going to be some of the Epstein files, or if it's going to just be none. Those are the possibilities. That could be those are the possibilities that could have happened. So, I mean, anybody see like the gatherings, like the Epstein story is actually pretty. It's like the anonymity of it, like who could have been. It's like one of the biggest mysteries in modern history. Modern history. We don't know. You know. Apparently, Epstein had a property in New York, he had a property in Palm Beach, Florida. I think he had a property in Israel, as noted in the Black Book. Apparently, he met with there's, I can actually show you the photos, and you can judge for yourself. Actually, because hold on a second. There was released files that were today. Trump has his own buildings. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he does. He does. Let's see, Epstein. In my opinion, it's highly unnecessary. Alright, let's see. Let me show you the recent 68 photos that were recently released today. I think, yeah, here we go. This is the batch that was released by the House Oversight Committee. All these were done by the Epstein estate. Were transferred over by the Epstein estate to the House Oversight Committee. So they subpoenaed the House Oversight, the Epstein estate, trying to garner all of these documents. Garnered what? Over 95,000 photos or videos or documents, including like these. It's like a little text message. I don't know who it was sent to. Probably somebody that was working for him, but I'm not gonna assume that unless we have further context. We can make our own assumptions, of course. So there's these little passports. This one is a Russian passport of somebody. So I can't. It's plausible just on just making an inference here. You've seen it. What have you? You've seen you've seen the photos that were released today? Is that what you're asking? People say. So this is. It's not a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. Making an inference off the evidence that I'm given. So I would say making an inference, like a reasonable assumption. That's the thing. It's not a conspiracy. It's just judging by the evidence. But it's surrounded by many potential conspiracies, yeah? And that's like plaused by. See. I know it does have conspiracy added to it, yeah. But we can. What more do you want? Yeah, we have our own opinions, obviously. I honestly believe that, but because it was said that they put Epstein on suicide watch, they, in the legal papers, they said he killed himself, but I don't think he did. Even Ghislaine Maxwell said he didn't. He doesn't believe that he killed himself. So, I honestly think that, bro, there was 5 minutes of missing security from, yeah, like, this isn't a political issue, it's just, they say it's a cover-up, and by the stuff that happened within the past 3 months, or like since this entire thing had been resurrected, the interest in the Epstein files was resurrected into the limelight. I think it's a, what's my opinion on India with respects to geopolitics? I don't like with like India. What do you mean by like geopolitics like that? In respect to geopolitics, like I don't follow like politics, like American politics. I follow, but not like international. So I heard that I think it was India and Pakistan had like a conflict earlier this year. I think it was India and Pakistan. Yeah. I think that's like, but with like, we don't know like how far the Epstein, like how Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, how big their sphere was around the world in their operation, but they must have known known more what we've actually found out. It's a reasonable assumption to say that. Or I don't like to make assumptions, but it's trying to make it like making an inference. But yeah, like in the recently, yeah, with the people on the flight logs, like I said, RFK Jr., um, Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker. Those two have said they haven't they haven't known about Epstein. They didn't know. They was just on a humanitarian trip. They were on the same plane as like President Clinton. Uh, you know, Bill Clinton. He he had that impeachment trial because he had allegedly had a in relationship with Monica Lewinsky, and that was over a relationship. And I mean, that's that could probably hurt the reputation if that is true, that he knew. And I mean, I think it's possibly close. It's real, like they were close because they said that at Chelsea Clinton's wedding, Ghislaine Maxwell was there. It was pictured that Ghislaine Maxwell was at Chelsea Clinton's wedding. It was pictured among the crowd. And with Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton they were supposed to be testifying over the House Oversight Committee. And I think they canceled the initial one and they're trying to reschedule. I think, the flight logs show that that was used in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, that Bill Clinton knew, of Epstein. Bill Clinton met with Epstein in the White House. And if you look at the emails that were verified that were Epstein, that it was rumored at one point, even when Trump was in office, he had met him. He had met him around the time of Prince Andrew. See, this scale, I think, could actually be a domino effect. The stuff about, first it was Peter Mandelson. Hey Joy, nice of you to drop in on the conversation. I think that Jeffrey Epstein, like with Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton, I think that the fact that he met him in the White House and that has a relationship like that, or used to, documented like that. It's not in the best light. I'm saying, in my opinion, it makes sense in a evidence-based perspective because of what he was impeached for. But I need to look. I don't know I'll know all about the impeachment of Bill Clinton, but I know the basics of it. I don't know how deep those two were, if they were just working relationship or if it was just friends or maybe even deeper. That was the most recent impeachment, well, besides Trump's 2 impeachments. Kindly allow super chat. Joy, I can't enable super chat because I'm not in the program. There's no option here to pay. Yeah, there's no. there's no little thing that you can actually donate. Somebody said you can use Power Chat. One of the streams that I had done, like for Power Chat, to use that. I know Streamlabs is one of them, and there's people that use their PayPal, like use links to PayPal, or like I heard that people use Cash App too, but they said it was a like security concern too. I'm just in regards to like super chats and stuff, you know, with I'm not sure. I mean, I do have a Cash App, but I will definitely when the super chat will be enabled. What do you mean? You will do? Oh. I mean, I'm not in the. Let me see. So, anyway, where was I? Oh. I was just hearing conversation about 45 minutes about you having electro. Oh. So you were in the chat for 45 minutes observing all the chatter that we were having? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Huh. I see. Let's see. So I'm gonna the piece of evidence, like how big the yeah, it's refreshing not to have someone believe everything I say, even though it's yeah, it's we all have different thought like viewpoints and ways of thinking. It's always good to question the narrative, decide for yourself. Yeah, exactly. As a free and open mind. So anything is possible or implausible. I'll just say that. So there's a piece of evidence that was released by the Epstein estate that was compiled by Ghislaine Maxwell about the birthday book that was first reported by the New York Times. Like, by the New York Times, that said that there was a birthday book that Trump said that Trump wrote him, like, there's like a mock-up letter in like a really lewd way and signed his signature, and they called it, I didn't do, they denied it obviously, and when the Epstein estate was subpoenaed to fork over the information or fork over the documents, they did, and it's true. Obviously, it's true. It's just like the track record, of him. He has like a track record of lying. So that's why I kind of round the early 2021, very early 2021. If you know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna go into specifics. Yeah, I think I lost all respect for him, and since I knew about all the stuff that his history, I don't trust him. I made my mind. Anyway, back to the birthday book. There is people that were in the letters in the birthday book. If you should continue the kind of stuff you're doing. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words, Joy. Thank you. I appreciate you stopping by. You know, appreciate any people that come to the stream. As long as it's getting viewed, I'm fine. You know, it's not a bother. Anyway, back to the birthday book. So the 50th birthday book that was said to have existed, and then there was a 62nd or 63 like birthday book in for 63 Jeffrey Epstein's 63rd birthday in 2016. That apparently Woody Allen wrote a letter to Epstein. That later there was pictures of Epstein and Woody Allen. I mean that correlates. I mean that correlates in my mind. In my opinion, that correlates. But that doesn't mean that they knew about his crimes, or they were close friends with him. If you allow, I would recommend something that would definitely grow to 100,000 if you just upload the type of content related to reacting. I suggest if you allow. Reacting. Related to reacting. It's not NSFW content, is it? Like, obviously I'm not gonna say that, but you know. It's not. You know, with the, I'm kind of grateful. I'm not like too bothered by, but I'm not too bothered by. It's just people who decide to subscribe. I'm not gonna force their hand or anything, you know. It's just somebody like reacting to it. Anyway, back to the birthday book. I was kind of getting a little off track here. So, in 2003, it was a birthday book that was compiled by Ghislaine Maxwell. Thank you for the suggestion, but I want to get back to it. So, the 50th birthday book was compiled by Ghislaine Maxwell to compile all the letters and all the pictures inside the book, and it's been more of like a binder or a journal, and anyway, so here's the people that were mentioned in the birthday book. There's Bill Clinton. You want to actually let me pull up the letters. Let me pull up this. Hold on. I'm not gonna show the screen, the birthday book, but maybe the letters I could. You have to just react. see. Okay, we got let's see. Somebody compiled a birthday book for Epstein, 50th birthday book. Let's see. Okay. It's titled The First 50 Years. Okay. Let's see. Friends. Go to the friends section. In this, I could see hello, Salmon by Production. Who's that? I don't remember Jeff. Let's see. Who else? Where's okay. Where's oh, there we go. I appreciate the offer. But I'm trying to appreciate the offer, but I'm just trying to see if I can trying to get back to the subject matter. Okay, let's see. The Bill Clinton's birthday letter, it says it's sure to leave into have you childlike curiosity, different man, set of friends, but sort of, this one's Al Dershowitz. Dear Jeffrey, as a birthday gift to you, I managed to obtain an early version of the Vanity Unfair article. I talked them into changing the focus from you to Bill Clinton, as you will see from the enclosed excerpt. Happy birthday and best regards. That's by Alan Dershowitz. Bill Elkis. Let me do this. Let me see. Bill Elkis. Yeah, right there. Hey, Puneet. Nice of you to drop by. Let's see. It's by Bill Elkis. It's no secret that Jeffrey appreciates beautiful women, but not many people know that he can create them out of thin air. At least he did in Iowa in 1988. At the time, I was managing the money of the Zimmerman family, and they lived in Fairfield, Iowa, a town of less than 10,000 people. Between the Ottumwa, and Burlington, hog farming is a serious industry there, and many feel there is more than a little truth to the saying that it's hard to tell the difference between the girls and the hogs in southeast Iowa. I had invited Jeffrey to come to Fairfield to see our investments operations, meet the Zimmerman family, and learn more about their major charitable projects. He asked about the nightlife, and we could all only laugh as we dropped him off at the local motel. The next morning, a group of four of us picked up Jeffrey to give him a tour of the area. At our first stop, we parked in front of a bookstore. As we were getting out of the car, a spectacular tall blonde woman suddenly comes out of the store, walked directly past us up to Jeffrey, and announced, "I am new to this area. What's going on?" It turned out she was a sales representative for a firm selling academic branded athletic clothing. And she was literally driving through Iowa visiting local campuses. Jeffrey invited her to join us and did his magic. Within a few hours, he had invited her to return to New York with him for the weekend. The guys in the car were astonished to even see such an attractive lady in Fairfield, and amazed that she passed over them to meet Jeff, and were speechless when she agreed to come to New York. I'll admit to wondering at the time whether Jeffrey somehow arranged the whole episode through some long-distance escort service. But the following week, I happened to be in Manhattan, and Jeffrey asked me to give her a ride back in our company plane, giving me a chance to speak with her for a few hours. She was a real McCoy. Sorry, I'm not gonna. Sorry, I'm not gonna expose that information. Birthday, Jeff. Best wishes, Bill Elkis. Huh. That's Bill Elkis. Who else was there? Let me read this. I asked my house astrologer what to make of you, and she gave me some incomprehensible charts to some very comprehensive words. I like the part that suggested that you didn't know how often you lifted, how distant you are. I have told you before that our friendship, which I greatly enjoy and from which I have learned from that and expected that this true in my life, had to have some additional goal for you. I'm not a churchgoer, but I do believe in heaven. I do believe in God. I'm not an atheist, but I do believe in God. I do. Anyway, I have always assumed that you would want to talk about distance and aloneness and their benefits and dissatisfactions with someone who has many of the same burdens. I'm ready when you are. Who's that? What's that name? Hugh. Well, okay. You're wearing the Star of David? No. What is on my shirt? This is actually a wrestling shirt that I have on. My favorite wrestler, in fact. Let's see. Where are you? It was polished pretty close. You okay? Yeah, I'm alright. I'm just trying to. I was just trying to get. I was trying to get. I was just reading the birthday book. I was trying to read the birthday book, the letters and the messages and stuff. I was gonna try to read and try to find the letters of the well-known people in the birthday book. I looked people like Bill Clinton, Donald Trump. It says here we got George J. Mitchell. Why? Because it was because of like trying to because earlier I was trying to convey like all the like showing the first, so there was a second stream. Obviously, I think you were in it. Why is that? Because I just making sure like to read out to understand what they left, like as a message, because that was like the since it's like evidence into this like Epstein files. They say it's a cover up. So, just trying to by reading the letters, you would give more of an understanding. You have more of an understanding why, like if they knew them really well, like no, like with Bill Clinton, they knew he there was a documented history there. Um, and Trump and Epstein have a documented history. To be factual, and there's a little photo uh, that was in the black book, and not the black book, the birthday book, and I'm just trying to find it. I'm not gonna. I think if you watched any Epstein videos, I think you know what it looks like. It's a little lewd photo of with Donald's signature in the middle of the picture. Pretty lewd stuff. Anyway, I got so I'm gonna try and find. What's that one? Oh, this one's by George Mitchell. What does this one say? Dear Jeffrey, the beginning of a new year in an appropriate time to count our blessings by see ya, Joy. Anyway, what's this? Sometimes I can't read cursive, but I have like fancy handwriting. Let's see, Amit means in your friendship. His team to then a during that time been a good friend. I'm grateful in that, and I'm what I love with wild worry. Beginning of your friendship. Okay, let me read this one by Nathan. Some person named Nathan. Let me read what this says. This Nathan person says, Jeffrey, I have agonized long and hard about what to write for your birthday. One version was highly philosophical take on a personal perception. I'll spare you the tortured prose but the gist was that the way we see the world depends on our experiences. So how we parse things. You're one of the few people who have influenced how I parse and understand the world, and version lauded you for that. But that seemed to be too heavy and pedantic. Pedantic. So out it went. Another version was silly and salacious, since your approach to life has so much of each of these things. A few years ago, somebody at the party asked me, "Does Jeffrey Epstein manage your money?" I replied, "No," but he advises me on lifestyle. The guy's eyes bugged out of his head, and he said, "Really?" Alas, I am ill prepared to comment on your lifestyle in any detail, since I am sadly so far behind that. It would be talking about uh, things I know little of. Yet another approach was to comment on our shared interest in science and exploration. But again, it seemed lacking. So in the end, I have wound up with this silly excuse for a missive. A missive neither profound nor funny. But I've included a few photos that I took from a recent trip to Africa. It seemed more appropriate than anything I could put in words. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. Since we've met some 30 years ago, I never imagined I would have been New York Magazine and Jeffrey Epstein, International Man of Mystery. Jeffrey, I came about you, and those that really knew you know that young you are not a mystery man. You are enigmatic, enigmatic to most that think differently. Those without your incisive sense as the world, as the how the world works. The magic that you possess is your remarkable capacity to admire at solutions. It's always been Oscar Wilde and Jeffrey Epstein that were always right. You are perceptive, insightful, concise in all in 30 seconds. If you don't get it in 30 seconds, you will not get it. The moment will have passed. You centered on individuality. You lack of desire for public recognition. Reminds me of a story I once heard about the Irish playwright Samuel Beckett. He spent his life avoiding the public eye. None was a great sense of displeasure than recognition from the teeming masses. So the story goes like this: that Beckett was with his missus in Morocco, his mistress in Morocco, and received a telegram from Ireland with the news that he had been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. His reaction: "This is the worst news I've ever received." A wave, a wave from the wise, woven from the wise to the wise, is sufficient. Jeffrey, I love you as a brilliant and unpredictable friend. May you always maintain your inner solitude. I wish you health, stealth, and continued wealth. Not necessarily in that order. Your birthday, Joseph Pagano. That one is one that's an old personal friend. All these. Oh, I just stumbled upon the birthday book letter that he wrote. Let's see. But come to think of it, all right, let's see what is this? Is this a picture of is that Jeff? Is that John Kerry? Tony Blair. I feel like I've seen that before. So Bill Elkis. See. 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 Let's see. So You know what? To kind of, after all that what I shown out of those two streams, the stream and the other stream, I'm going to I'm going to do this. I've written down like a little, it says that Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's potential client list. Here's what I kind of wrote down. I'm not saying these are accurate, but all these, like I was kind of building a list here. Let's see. Jean-Luc Brunel, Alan Greenberg, Jimmy Kane, Neil Black, let's see. Steven Pinker, Oliver Sacks, Stuart Pivar, Jess Daly, Peter Cohen, Nicholas Coleridge, Henry Kissinger, Gerald Lefcourt, Robert Locascio, Aaron Margolis, John Paulson, Sarah Ferguson, Charlie Rose, Howard Stern, Hillary Clinton, David Copperfield, John Connolly, Leonardo DiCaprio, these are not all true, but they're just like the names that I wrote down after reading all those certain things that people have kind of theorized that these people would be in the Epstein files. You got Noam Chomsky. You got Leslie Goff. Virginia Giuffre, Alexander Falke, I think. Let's see. Adriana Ross, Deepak Chopra, Elton John. There's apparently I've written down somewhere. Ellen Sussman, Steven Sussman, Darren Indig. These people, Tony Blair, Dustin Hoffman. I've written down Vladimir Putin, Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm not saying these are accurate, I'm just written down the names that people have kind of posted about that they are in the Epstein files. Paul Krasner, Kevin Rudd, Turji Roy Larson, Sun-Yi Priven, who is Woody Allen's wife, or ex-wife, I think it's wife now. Robert Trivers, Gordon Getty, Thorbjorn Jagland, Norman Finkelson, Joichi Ito, Mohammed Wahid Hassan. What's that? Michael Walt. Pardeep Puri, Karat Kalmabetov, Sultan bin Sulayam, Catherine Keating, Kath Rubicon, Sergey Brin, Larry Page, Todd Pritzker, Jared Kushner, Georgia Chapman, Matt Lauer, Katie Couric, Katie Holmes, Blake Lively, Woody Johnson, Ken Corson, Steven Sinopsky, Tom McMillan, Jessica Jenny, Reed Hoffman, Bob Carey, Matthew Hiltzik, Valeria Chomsky. That's Noam Chomsky's wife. Bray Winchester, Cory Booker, Roger Shank, Ken Starr, David Schoen, Tom Barak, Heather Mall, Erdes Peter Atio, Eric Kalanius, Richard Merkin. There's a lot of names here that I can tell you. So, Tom Ford, Eddie Irvine, what's the W? Oh. Hello again. Robert Lacasio, Selena Middleford, Steven Pinker, Lauren Summers. Okay. Yeah, I put Dan Summers down already in this one. Lee Smolin, Stuart Pivar, Jess Stolley. What's with the dead mood? Oh. Yeah, I was reading this little thing I written down is called Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's potential client lists. And I came across like news stories and stuff and all the names that I have on file with not file, but like Epstein, the flight logs, the birthday book, the miscellaneous stuff in the black book. They're all, I kind of, not all in here, but these names I had written down. Some of them are revealed for the emails. Some of them are revealed through like different stories, like articles. I'm not saying they're all accurate, but Blake Lively, like Nadia Markova. I put Chelsea Clinton down because She was at her wedding. I put Melania because there was that picture in that circulated. Yeah, there was that picture in that circulated. They got Bruce Willis, Al Gore, Leonardo DiCaprio. People said that it's like, even there's like theories of not all of them are true, but this just taking a grain of salt that I've written down. Charlie Rose, Howard Stern, Hillary Clinton, David Copperfield, Leslie Groff, Ronald Eppinger, and Annie Farmer. That's the I think that's the victim. What was that? Crystal, Doug Band, Itzhak Perlman, Ira Magaziner, Kit Laybourne, Tim Zagat, Kevin Spacey, Chris Tucker, Dean Kamen, Tom McMillan, Kenneth Lipper, Casey Wasserman, Mark Middleton, Oliver Sacks, Martin Nowak, Forrest Sawyer, Daniel Dennett, Arpad Busan, Alberto Pinto, Lee Smolin, Stephen Coslin, David Blaine, Alistair Campbell, Peter Cohen, Lynn Forrester de Rothschild, Nicholas Cateridge, Edward J. Epstein, not related to Jeffrey Epstein. It's a different Epstein, and found in the Black Book. Jose Vangel, Tom Ford, Katie Ford, Gerald Lefcourt, Fidel Castro, John Glenn, Elon Musk, Stephen Bannon, Bill Gates, Peter Thiel, John Kerry, Julia Verdon, Robin Leach, Allison Stern, Heidi Klum, Chris Rock, I put Bill Barr in there, even though it's the Attorney General. He's the Attorney General, Trump's Attorney General. That was when I believe that was when he was actually brought upon sex trafficking charges. Maybe a different judge. Maybe a different Attorney General. Eliza New. Nathan Myhrvold. Walter Cronkite. Let's see. Yeah, I said Mick Jagger. Ethel Kennedy. I put Howard Lutnick in there because that was his neighbor for a little while. Stacey Williams, Robert Lawrence Kahn, Liz Hurley, Gary King, Bruce King, Matthew Murcell, I think this is. Larry Page, Brock Pierce, Linda Stone, Andres Serrano, Erica Kalanahals, Richard Merkin, Brad Weschler, So, got Les Wexner, Mort Zuckerman, no Ed Tuttle. That's the I think that's the person that founded, that was the landowner of Mar-a-Lago. Yes, that Mar-a-Lago. What is that? John Brockman. I'm gonna end this at 1 o'clock. It seems to be a proper ending. It's a pretty decent stream. I'm not mad at it. Even though I had to restart it because the other stream actually ended abruptly. It was pretty. It was pretty really sudden that it stopped. This tablet. I don't know if it's the tablet or what. But it shouldn't do that. Frederick. What's that? Frederick Fakai. Mariella Foster, Rosa Moncton, Courtney Love, Ronald Perlman, Joan Rivers, Felicia Taylor, Bobby Slayton, Mike Wallace, Bill Richardson, David Rockefeller, Robin Leach, Charles Finch, Ann Stock, Edward Rozek, Alberto Pinto. I put some down here that were said to associate with Epstein too. Unlike the lesser known, the actual people, not the celebrities or well known connections. Or alleged John Paul II. That's the Pope. It's a Pope. Deborah. Let's see. Yeah, put Erica, Tiffany, and Ivanka and Ivana Trump. Nadia Medikova. Let's see. Let's see. Gary King, Liz Hurley, Richard D. Kahn, Catherine Rumler, Ricardo Ligarelli, Punch Salzberger, Zubair Khan. That's apparently a pseudonym for something. Cory Booker, a current U.S. Senator. That was through some sort of invitation. So, not necessarily, it's, this is not accurate. I'm not invented to be accurate. I'm just writing down the stuff when I see like Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm putting it in here. And the recent stuff, like Linda Stone, Mitchell Bard, Michael S. Buschultz, Roger Oh, hey. I was just reading the names. So, okay, so we kind of missed a lot of stuff. I was just kind of showing the information. Apparently, there was information that was released hours ago, and this is kind of the thing where, well, technically yesterday, if you want to be precise. Keisha Johnson. Oh. Rest in peace. Sorry to hear that, Keisha. Sorry to hear that. I was in a... No one should suffer that. No one should suffer through that. No one. But I hope. What the? Hold on, what? My... What the heck? 143. You're welcome, Keisha. We all suffered with loss anyway, any shape or form. It's in front of the shindies. I appreciate that, Koala Kyle. And this the same name as that name in mind. Ready to start? Ready to start. Hey Joy. Hey Rod Gang. How's the thing? I was like, I don't know what's even your profit. I wouldn't consider myself I'm not a prophet. Should wear a mustache? I mean, I have facial hair grown in. Oh, Keisha, I appreciate the compliment, but we're drawn to you. Okay, grow it out. What? No. Um, maybe, but again, like I said before, I like to remain young. I'm not gonna. Maybe what? It's. It's a hey blip blorp. What? Does that? That looks crazy. Oh, it does that hurt? Is that? Oh, it's a wrestling shirt. Rod Gang. It's one of my favorite wrestlers. What did? Oh, is this? Oh, it's a joke. What have you been up to today? Into the Pines. In the Pines. We've kind of been, since you could tell. No, I don't think I do. But what I've been up to in the Pines, I've just been trying to look at the ups, like since the Epstein files, like with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, with the crimes with involving them. I was trying to. No, I don't even. I don't even watch National Geographic, to be honest. Something cool on Discord. What is it? What is it? Oh. The pronouns are he. What's this thing? I see. You know what? Thikimoto, I think, you know what? This is. I mean. It's just a web page. I see that, but. You can pick up cool voices and stuff. Huh. I mean, that could. You're brainwatched? You're brainwatched? Are you gonna be for the Lord? Oh, you're being watched. Well, you mean the stream. Obviously, I'm being watched by y'all. What is this? Whoa. What the heck? Oh. Connected. And to entertain. You tried putting on. Nah. No, I'm not gonna. No. Personal preference, no. You see, by the profile picture. Hold on. I just want to try it out. Have you ever done wide face pink earrings? Have you ever done the thug shakers and that big dance move that will impress all the ladies? Helped me a lot. What the heck? What the? What the? What the heck? Really? I'm just. Alright, hold on. Helps blocking the AI. Hold on. Am I very quiet? Yeah. I'm just really skeptical of this, it's like, see if, see, you can hear it. What's your favorite music? My favorite music when it comes to celebrity music? It's like it's like the Twitch thing. It's like, right? Hold on. I'm trying to find. It says. What the heck? Okay. Keisha? Why? It's really gonna. We can. Your neck hurts? Why does your neck hurt? Sorry, I just. It's like. Yeah. What? I don't know. I know, but it's the. And I was just hoping to kind of. Why were you laughing about your neck hurting? No, I wasn't laughing at that. I was laughing at the text to speech. Like, it's kind of reminds me of the Twitch thing. It's like, the pop up. It like a like if you pay somebody, if you pay enough money, and you get in the if your speech text to speech gets read aloud. And, but it's in a see it's in a see see like saying inappropriate stuff for the like when what No, just like the reason it's like I don't mind the. I understand, but like I know there's. I don't know how to do it the voice. Know how to like with the voices like this is speak the speech chat here. It's I see speech chat and platforms. Oh wait. Oh, I think I see it now. You know what? I don't know. Okay, hold on. Just let me know. Hmm. I feel like let me try. It's I understand it, Thikimoto, but I don't like it's. I don't like it saying like saying it, not say like the not safe for work stuff. You know, like what if it's been heard, it's just like you're. I understand. I want to trust you, honestly, like with that, but like just a little skeptical. Is that's so. Um, Stu Goop to pronounce your voice. It's your name. Oh, what? Oh gosh. Let's see. Okay. I know their preference that text to speech. They can the see the the type of thing with this tier the voices Like the text-to-speech voice, I don't mind, but if it's okay, 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 okay. I know I don't want to kill the vibe or anything. I just don't want to say anything like inappropriate. It's like the like to get the wrong idea with people if people come in and just like, what's happening here? Like I sorry, I put a little I put the preferred voice as David, and the voice to pronounce your name as Microsoft Mark, and then to pronounce your user's name as Microsoft Zira. I don't want it to, and also, whisper. Yeah, but I don't. It, why am I so boring? I don't mean to be, but I don't mean I'm not. I don't mean to be, but um, okay. I no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not mad at. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. In the pines, I'm in the pines. I'm not mad at that. Um. All right. It's a little skeptical. And it's about the text to speech. Also, it's supposed to be a stream something else, like for the Epstein files. It's not like for like a dance thing. But I don't like when it just gets off track. You know what I mean?
At Pichimago.
Said, it's offensive to think ID betray our friendship.
At _the_pines.
Said, okay, because that would have been really embarrassing.
At Pichimago.
What?
Said, real quick.
At _the_pines.
Said, yes, feel free to dance.
At Galaxy High.
Said, Jews don't believe Jesus is the true Messiah.
What?
At Slickquality.
Said, did somebody say dance is it time to get jiggy Mr. Kyle sir?
At Pichimago.
Said, let's do some quick reactions.
Reactions? I just feel like
Demi Rebel 333.
Said. Secular Jews like Rob Reiner destroyed this country.
Admin underscore then underscore punks.
Said.
Danny Rebel. I mean, I'm not mad at you, Isha. I'm just mad at the fact that it's like, I feel like I'm being trolled, and just doing this. Supposed to be, the stream is called Epstein Files, like the Jeffrey Epstein Files. It's not, something else. I'm not mad at any of you. I know. I've done it before, and then yeah. Um. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just. Sorry, just a little. Sorry, I'm just still. Sorry about that. I'm just. A little. Yeah, that's what's supposed to. That's the subject matter. I'm not having a stroke. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just I don't want it to see. I don't want it to the offensive stuff to be heard within the stream, and with the being offended, and then my stream would get taken down. And I'm not if that's the all, but it's just the text. That's what it's. What? I said, this is this the calm before the storm because it's the day before they release the Epstein files. So I'm just. Hold on. Alright. It's just. Like last night, they thought y'all thought I was AI.
Bro, please stop tripping.
I'm not tripping. I'm just saying last.
No one is trolling you. Hey Kyle, did you do your workout yet today?
1 second.
Are we still part of the stop line? Good brother.
Okay. It's not a painting.
I love the white painting BT.
It's not a painting.
And Keisha Johnson.
Said,
Y'all
no way you're AI.
Yeah, last night y'all thought I was AI. Until I did the ska dance.
Said, you too cute.
At user GB9BM9ZL9R.
Said,
Was the
Mandolbro is in motion Jedi Fighter Tiger 3000 go.
At ROTG4NG.
Said, I feel very stupid. And
At Fichimoto.
said, we could all be AI.
At Dyna1937.
Said, you should draw art on the whiteboard.
At Nice looking thing still Lucan.
Said, you are not AI. You did the ska dance and you did workouts for the Lord.
At _the_Heinz.
Said, you're a good guy. You're not AI. You're a good Christian boy. Just go with the flow.
At Keisha Johnson.
Said,
so
that's just a test. I did the ska dance on stream too.
At Galaxy
you
High.
sure? It's just
Said, you're acting very AI-ish right now.
At user GB9BM9ZL9R.
Said,
what?
feeling pretty destabilized.
At Keisha Johnson.
Said, hush your mouth.
Let's see.
At Keisha Johnson.
1 second.
Galaxy you the white devil.
At Keisha Johnson.
Said, Caucasian demon.
At ROTG4NG.
Said, did you know the bottom part of the eagle in CM Punk's logo is a swastika?
At _the_.
No, it's not a swastika.
Said, people just joke around, don't take it so seriously, just relax, dude.
At Galaxy High.
Yeah, but jokes.
Said,
If they
At user GB9BM9ZL9R.
Said, good boy, Jimmy boy,
What?
spaghetti, boy, spaghetti, boy, good boy, Jimmy, boy, spaghetti, boy, blue balls, vertical bar.
At ROTG4NG.
Said, so he covered it with the glam mark.
At Galaxy Highs.
Said, from the White Mountains of Cockhouse.
At nice looking thing still Lucan.
Said, going to need 10 push-ups, Kyle, and 3 ceiling fan string pulls.
At Keisha Johnson.
Said, Cockhouse-tania.
At ___.
so cool, Kyle?
At Keisha Johnson.
Good. Kyle, what does TN mean? Is that a Jewish?
At ROTG4NG.
Good.
You mean this?
If you want to talk about that,
Yeah, I'm just a little skeptical. That's all.
you okay, dude?
At McLaughlin.
It's
Good. What other talents do you have other than the alphabet backwards?
it's the other talents. I can sometimes I can type with my eyes closed, but that's it.
Yeah.
At Keisha Johnson.
Good. Hearts for Kyle, hearts for Kyle.
At the underscore Hines.
Good. Do some Macho Man Randy Savage poses.
At
I can-
ROTG4NG.
Wrestling I could do, but
Those are pretty expensive.
it's just the topic
Not
matter,
wrestling.
you know.
At Philolomo 19.
Good. Huggies, Wuggies, Snuggies.
At Dinah 1937.
This is
Good.
anyway.
Epic.
At
I
ROTG4NG.
Macho Man.
Good. That's so dope.
At Galaxy
That's
Good. Kyle, can you walk on water?
no. I can't walk
Hines.
on
At
water.
underscore Hines.
Good. You need me to help Mom.
No.
At Galaxy Highs.
Good. Or turn water into wine glass.
At Fichimoto.
Topics were made to be broken.
Topics were made to be broken.
At Fichimoto.
I mean,
Good.
sometimes, yeah.
Brother.
At
See,
McLaughlin.
Good. Oh yeah.
At McLaughlin.
Good. Brother.
At Galaxy Highs.
well,
Good. That belt is 6 sparkles.
thank you.
At user GB9BN.
Snap a new Slim Jim.
Good. Epstein's crib in the
You need
middle
a
of the
snap
night,
a new Slim
lightning
Jim.
and a drain of chrome into his sprite.
At
You
ROTG.
snap into it.
Good.
That's Macho Man.
Snap into a gym. Good.
At
It's-
Keisha Johnson.
Good. I love you, Kyle.
It's
At
this,
underscore
definitely
Good. Hell yeah.
Goldberg.
At Keisha Johnson.
That's my
Kyle is the way, all the love and the light.
right.
At Fichimoto.
What?
Good. Can you do Goldberg?
Goldberg?
At Nice Looking Things Still Lucan.
Good. That stream last night was a blast and great job on breaking your streaming record. Howdy.
At Dinah 1937.
Good. That was epic.
What?
At ROTG4NG.
What the heck?
Good. You ever watch the Stranglemania tapes?
At Keisha Johnson.
What?
Good. You're so strong and handsome.
What the
At Jive278.
What? No.
Good.
No, no, no.
Can you wear nothing but the belt?
Okay.
At
It's-
6347.
Good. Do the people's elbow running sit up.
At
It's
ROTG4NG.
like this.
Good. It's amazing.
At an underscore Hines.
Good. Do your favorite wrestling impressions.
At Keisha Johnson.
Good.
You know what?
time, Sid?
At Galaxy.
How about
Highs.
this? Yeah.
Where is your wrestling attire?
At Keisha Johnson.
Make the
Sid. I love you.
make the
At Keisha
make the
Johnson.
Sid.
make the
I love you.
At
make
user
the-
GB9BN9TL9R.
make the
Sid. Went to Epstein Island, it wasn't easy.
said
At Keisha Johnson.
Sid. I love you.
wait,
At
Randy.
Galaxy Highs.
Randy Cleavage.
Nacho Libre mask reveals sparkles.
There was a character called Beaver Cleavage, but that was well less known. Spinner Rooney? I can't do a Spinner Rooney.
6347.
I can't do a Spinner Rooney.
Do the people's elbow.
At Jive.
can't do the spinneroonie.
I was a big fan of Randy Cleavage.
6347.
What, I wouldn't do any moves on Jeffrey Epstein. I can't do a spinneroonie because I've done it before. I can't do it. I can do the setup. Like
360 big check time.
it's that's the spin. That's the setup to it. I can't. That's can't do the can. You know what? How about this? How about this? I can do the I can do the CM Punk taunt. The people's elbow, no, I'm not gonna do the people's elbow. I'm gonna do the people's elbow. I can do the Undertaker though. Rest in peace. Hey, God of frogs. That just hurt me. It's, how about, I have a good idea. 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 How about I do a wrestler taunt and you guys can guess what it is? Is that fine with y'all? Alright. Alright. Alright.
Sounds like a plan.
At done in 1937.
Sir, let's go.
Which one was that? Which one was that?
At user GB 9B and 9CL9R.
Sir, Triple H water spit without any milk.
At pitch 11.
Sir, DDO.
At pitch 11.
That's not DDP.
DDP.
At pitch 11.
Sir, field.
That's not DDP though.
Sir, good.
At pitch 11.
Sir,
It is not Roddy Piper. It is not The Rock.
RTG4
It
NG.
is not Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
neither.
It's
At RTG4 NG.
Sir, Morris.
At P. Shellset.
Sir, Rowdy Piper.
At
Morphling.
78.
Sir,
MC Morphling. You got it. It's AJ Styles. Here's the next one.
I don't know.
Here's this one.
Sir,
Here's this.
that's not Jim Duggan.
At Morphling.
Sir,
Here's this.
AJ Styles.
At pitch 11.
Sir,
How about that one?
Tony Saperino.
At the _4_4.
Sir, Triple H.
At RTG4 NG.
Sir, Goldust.
At Bathwater_.
Lou Albano. That's an old name actually.
Wire red triangle open on fire.
At Galaxy High.
Sir, Home for Dog.
At Buffalo Installation.
Sir, Tuxedo Max.
At P. Shellset.
Sir, Lou Albano.
At RTG4 NG.
Alright.
Sir, Curtis Ankle.
At user GB 9B and 9CL9R.
Sir,
Here's
Triple H water spit in slow motion.
At pitch 11.
Sir, do another Saperino impression.
what?
At 278.
Alright, here you go.
My butt against the rock.
At done in 1937.
Sir, speak up.
At the ___.
Sir, speak later.
It's Lauren time.
At Joy at 508.
Sir, Brian.
At Galaxy High.
Sir, Sabu.
Is that,
At
no.
pitch 11.
It ain't Tony. There's a guy named that talk like that. It's called Tony D'Angelo.
Sir, Fury Fun.
At pitch 11.
Sir, is that Tony?
Do you eat?
At Buffalo Installation.
Sir, while do you eat Zeta?
ZD?
At 278.
Sir, that was Tony Soprano.
At Joy at 5R85.
Sir, yeah.
At user GB 9B and 9CL9R.
Sir, I reckon.
Bang!
At
That's
pitch 11.
DDP.
Sir, Gabagool.
At Joy at 5R81.
Sir, I have a good news.
At the Morphling.
Sir, do it again.
At P. Shellset.
Sir,
I'll do Goldberg.
At user GB 9B and 9CL9R.
Sir, this, that, or the other.
At Buffalo Installation.
What don't you believe in?
At RTG4 NG.
Sir, that's DDP.
At done in 1937.
Sir, Pete Rose.
At RTG4 NG.
Sir, Diamond Breaker.
At Galaxy High.
Sir, John Cena.
At Bathwater_Basin 4B916.
Sir, I got Shields.
At RTG4 NG.
Sir, Diamond Dixon.
At pitch 11.
a.m.
At kitchen open.
10. That was cool.
At 19:30.
10. It's Goldberg Jewish.
At Joy at 5:08.
10. Doomsday trailer out on YouTube, guys, official.
At ROTG4NG.
10. Ultimate Warrior.
And Joy.
10. You're good.
At Joy at 5:08.
10. Doomsday trailer out on YouTube, guys, official.
At Joy
Why are you spamming Joy?
10. Doomsday trailer out on YouTube, guys, official.
At Joy at 5:08.
10. Doomsday trailer out on YouTube, guys, official.
At ROTG4NG.
10. Trish the Pitch.
At Football6347.
Thikimoto, you're spamming Ska too. You're spamming too.
10. Ricky Steamboat.
At kitchen open.
10. Stop.
At Keisha Johnson.
10. Someone bang Joy.
At kitchen open.
10. Stop.
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 At Keisha Johnson.
10. Final bang Joy.
At ROTG4NG.
10. One step beyond.
At Backwater Organization COVID-19.
10. Is this stop? Red heart.
At Daniel 1937.
10. Dude, stop man.
At Keisha Johnson.
10. Joy is a troll.
At ROTG4NG.
10. Backslash backslash up.
At ROTG4NG.
10. Code slash slash.
At Joy at 5:08.
10. Torpo Wi-Fi.
At Keisha Johnson.
10. Code slash.
At Joy at 5:08.
10. And Keisha is a dog.
At ROTG4NG.
10. 10.
At user GB90M9CL9.
10. It's me. Tony stacking out here dude.
At kitchen open.
10. Everyone loves stuff.
At Joy at 5:08.
10. No, don't know.
At Wisconsin.
10. I like stuff.
At Keisha Johnson.
10. Tony Stafford up.
At Bachelor with this solution.
10. If Kyle, you should really get into stuff. I would say stuff is on PAR with wrestling.
At Galaxy One.
10. Christian skull of man dancing medium skin tone man dancing medium skin tone.
At user GB90M9CL9.
10. Stan Speed.
At Jack 278.
10. Can you do an impression of the Scott boss?
At Joy at 5:08.
10. Can you scream outside?
At user GB90M9CL9.
10. Stan head speed.
At ROTG4NG.
10. Musical keyboard.
At Joy at
What?
5:08.
10. You can also try handling the overnight survival in the wild.
At ROTG4NG.
10. Stop and think further.
At Daniel 1937.
10. You are very kind. 10. 10.
At Keisha.
10. waving, person, turquoise waving, person, turquoise waving. Yeah. Person, turquoise waving, 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 person, turquoise waving. Yeah. Turn on some music.
I would get copyrighted.
I don't go through anywhere. That's definitely George Tapestry. Yeah. Yeah. Or, yeah. Yeah. Microwave a soda. Yeah. You kinda look like George Tapestry, but not actually. It's crazy. Yeah. Can we get that push-up style? Yeah. Spoiler. Yeah. Jesus needs a strong soldier. Yeah. Trophy, yellow smiling, 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 trophy, yellow smiling. Yeah. Can you show us your teeth? Yeah. Trophy, yellow smiling, 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 trophy, yellow smiling. Yeah. Trophy, yellow smiling, 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 trophy, yellow
Audio.
smiling. Yeah. Trophy, yellow smiling, 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 trophy, yellow smiling. Yeah. Trophy, yellow smiling, 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 trophy, yellow smiling. Yeah. Trophy, yellow smiling, 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 trophy, yellow smiling. Yeah. I don't have that, so I can't participate in this activity. Good night. Yeah. Trophy, yellow smiling, 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 trophy, yellow smiling. Yeah. Trophy, yellow smiling, 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 trophy, yellow smiling. Yeah. Trophy, yellow smiling, 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 trophy, yellow smiling. Yeah. Trophy, yellow smiling, 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 trophy, yellow smiling. Trophy, yellow smiling, 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 trophy, yellow smiling. Trophy, yellow smiling, 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 trophy, yellow smiling. Good. Are we meditating now? Good. For God so loved the world, that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. Good. Your power is strong time. Good. Which restaurant are you doing now? Is it too close? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good. You okay? Good. Face fusion, tongue out, 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 face fusion, tongue out. Good. Good night, cloud, great stream. Good. Fire, red square, fire. Good.
I'm
Text green team over.
not
Text
sleeping.
green
I'm
team
just
over.
praying.
Text green team over. 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 Good. Seek God. Good. Begone trolls. Good. Grateful select she has a colonoscopy Pomerans. Good. Golden heads, light skin tone, golden heads, medium light skin tone, golden heads, medium skin tone, golden heads, medium dark skin tone, golden heads, dark skin tone. Good. Just turn off the TBS or end stream soon.
Hmm.
Good. Cloud, hit return Don't count my blue blockers though. Six. Art and victory and dark skin code 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 victory and dark skin code. Good. Do something. Six. What do you think 2026 is going to be like?
We don't know. Hopefully better than this year. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, brother. I'm not gonna take it from anybody. If anybody wants to come for the championship, they can come and get it. Take it from me.
Six. Rick Hulk was on Always a Legend for you.
You can't see me.
Six. They couldn't take it from you, Hulk never could.
You can't see me. The champ is here.
Six. You'll see the pop-up. Six. Let's see what you got. Quit messing around and show Hollow the goods. Six. What are you wearing jeans with no hands with that crazy outfit?
It's now. It's now. The Rock is cooking. It's now. The Rock is cooking.
Bro, what are you wearing jeans with no hands with that crazy outfit?
to come for this. If anybody wants to come for this, then come for it. Because the champ is here. The champ is here. Let me talk to you. Yeah. Let me talk to you.
Future Johnson.
Let me talk to you. Yeah. Listen real close. And listen good. Listen good. Listen. If you want to take the championship from me, you gotta take it from my bare hands. Listen here. I'm not gonna let anybody wave to take this championship from me. They gotta pry it off my hands. You gotta pry it off my hands. Let's get pry it off my hands, oh, don't ya? Listen real close. If anybody's gonna take the championship off of me, you're gonna have to pry it off my dead body.
And that is how you cut a wrestling promo.
Let me talk to you. Yeah.
I know you would. I'm just doing a wrestling promo.
Yes.
You get to walk like it.
If anybody told if anybody is in that championship, some championship, they will rest in peace. See ya in see morphling. This is what I'm fighting for. I fought my own life for. This makes me don't, it's not talk about, let's not talk about it with the, why are you telling me to change? That's just weird. One of you even told me to take my shirt off. What is with that? Two. This is what I'm fighting for. This means everything. This means everything to me. This. Let's get real.
At low confidence from 6169.
Said, look into my eyes.
Who's even here?
As nice a look as he's still losing.
Said, screen got a bit low energy, Kyle. You okay?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. See,
At low confidence from 6169.
Said, how old are you, man?
2, 2. So, let me talk to you. Let's be real for a second. I'm not the same. This is only a prop. This ain't an actual championship. This isn't an actual championship. This is only a replica. I'll let you guys know. So, what do you got? Well, let me talk to you. Yeah. It's kind of just a little headache at us all. Just a little.
At low confidence from 6169.
Said, are you 18, LOL?
Why do you want to know my age? If you, why do you want to know my age? Sister, I'm not used to streaming this late.
At low confidence from 6169.
Said, bro is like, yeah, I'm 37, LOL.
Is anyone else here? I'm just not used to streaming this late. That's all.
Just, who's here? There's 4 people watching.
At low confidence rock 6169.
Said. Just me, brother, and you're too old to be doing what you're doing.
I get it. I mean, too old. Why did you want
At
to
low
know?
confidence rock
Why did you know? Why did you know?
6169.
Why did you wanna?
Said.
Why did you want to know my?
Go to university, start a career.
Why did you want to know my? Why did you want to know my age? So. What's up, evil pleb?
At Evil Pleb 9719.
Said. What's up, Kyle?
Nothing. I'm just kind of chilling right at the moment. With the currently just kind of chilling right at the moment because I'm not really used to streaming this late. You know, it's like almost 2:30, and you stay up, you get yourself your eyes start to hurt.
At low confidence rock 6169.
Said. How old are you, dude?
Why are you? But you didn't answer my question. Why do you want to know my age?
At Evil Pleb 9719.
Said. Nah, I get that. I was surprised to see you on.
Yeah.
At low confidence rock 6169.
Said. Somebody who's 24 won't say why do you want to know my age once you're high score, bro.
What? What are you talking about? Somebody who's 24 won't say why. I said, why do you want to know my age? I said. What are you talking about?
At low confidence rock 6169.
Said. That's my bad. I said somebody who's 24 won't say why do you want to know my age.
I'm not 24.
At low confidence rock 6169.
Said. Like you gotta be old to say that.
Why are you judging? Why are you judging?
At low confidence Frog 6169.
Said. Why are you judging?
But you didn't answer my question. Why do you want to know my age? I was just curious. But you, but So,